Can you please do it, Mum? I look stupid, don't I?
Makgi.
Everyone could see you.
Hello.
Hello.
That we've got any. Hello. Oh, there we go.
Oh, what's happening?
We'll get started in a minute. I'm just getting everything set up.
What is this?
Come here. Come here, Karen. Jacob, could you go get the mats, please, from under the couch?
Yep, Mum, it's twisted. I'm already tired.
Too bad. Just guts it out. I'll get you a drink of lemon, okay?
Tied away.
So we need to pin Master beneath of it.
Got it. When I pin the video, does it pin it for everybody?
No.
Oh, hang on. No, what I need to do is spotlight video. There we go.
Sorry, technical difficulty.
Where do you do the pin, Jacob? Where do you do the pin thing? Or is he already pinned?
The pin what he is pinned.
Hopefully you'll all have me front and center now. I've just spotlighted myself. Evening, everybody.
Sorry, we just need this getting ready.
It's all right, I am too. Oh. Go. Oh, great to see everybody here tonight. Let's see who we've got without video. Yes, Alex's doesn't seem to work. It's okay. Gretchen. Okay. Great. Let's get started, everybody. Sit up. Come here. Takon. Raise your right hand and recite the tenets. Saju, courtesy, integrity, perseverance, self-control, indomitable spirit. Now recite the student oath. Saju, I shall observe the tenets of Taekwondo. I shall respect the instructor and seniors. I shall never misuse Taekwondo. I shall be a champion of freedom and justice. I shall build a more peaceful world. Bottom. Cool. Okay. What we're going to do to get started today, I want to spend a little bit of time going through some technical stuff today to help you get closer and closer to grading. So, come and kneel down in front of the camera. I just want to be able to see the upper part of your body, okay? And we're just going to practice our crossing. So you might need to back up a little bit if I can't see your top. And we're going to sit down and practice our crossing together. So, we're going to start with our forearm low block. Now, the rule that you'll find really useful is if you're blocking or striking with one arm, if you're using the outside of your arm, like your forearm or your knife hand, then it goes on top of the other hand, like you're smashing two watch faces, okay? Like you're doing this. That's how you cross if you're blocking with the outside of your arm, your knife hand or your forearm. If you're blocking with the inside of your arm, then it goes underneath the other hand with both hands down. So that's like your inner forearm middle block, and the seniors start doing things like reverse knife hand blocks, those sorts of things, okay? So if a block crosses or a strike, if you're using the outer part of your arm, it goes on top, and if you're using the inside of your arm, it goes underneath with both hands down, okay? Now when you get to yellow belt, you'll start doing the Mina Jacob, you guys know this. If you start some of the movements, Maddie, they use both forearms. So when you're using two hands, the crossing gets a little bit different. So your twin forearm block crosses with both hands towards you. And you'll feel you've got your crossing right if both of your hands twist through the movement. Now notice, from here doing my low block, or here doing my inner forearm middle block, my other hand is crossing in the same position. So this one doesn't change. It's just this one going on top or going underneath. So everyone kneel down in front of the camera, or sit down if you're more comfortable, or you can stand if you need the space. And this is a really cool way that you can practice your blocking when you're sitting down watching TV or something like that, watching YouTube, all that sort of good stuff. So from here, put one hand on top of the other, put your blocking hand on top, back your hands together, and go block on the spot like this in your own time. Bring it up and cross, and then down and do your forearm low block. Ah, Jade, welcome. Nice to see you. Okay, that's it. Make sure the other hand comes back to your hip, and the hand that's on top goes to your blocking position. Okay? And doing the same hand. Then we can change and do the other hand. Put the other hand on top and get to our blocking position. Okay? Because to get this working in our brain, we have to do it lots and lots of times. Liam, the other way around. Your blocking hand goes on top. That's it. We do this a few thousand times, and then our brain doesn't have to think about it anymore. It just becomes automatic. So when we're practicing like this, we've got to make sure we get our crossing right, and then it's really easy just to repeat, 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 and you're creating memory for your muscles. Magnus, the blocking hand goes on top, on top. You've got it going underneath, go on top. Okay, go back to the other side. Blocking hand goes on top. Cross, block. Mason, the hand that's blocking goes on top. Yellow belts, from the same cross, you can do your knife hand side strike. Crossing on top. And we can do the other hand. Now everyone can do rising block, crossing on top, because I'm still using my forearm. So if I use my outer forearm or my knife hand, I cross on top. You want to finish in front of your head with this one, guys. Make sure you're guarding your head. That's it, Sammy. And then use the other hand. Make sure it goes on top. It crosses a little bit lower than the other blocks, but it does cross the same way. Just a little bit lower down. Okay, so we've used the same cross for our forearm low block. Knife hand low block is the same. Rising block, although it just crosses down a little bit lower. Knife hand side strike. All using the same cross. We can also cross with the outer forearm this way. We can do a forearm side block. Cross on top and block. Other hand just pulling back to the hip. Try both sides of that one. So yellow belts, you start using this one in 3-step sparring. Make sure it goes on top. That's it, Maddie, good. And as I say, you can do this when you're just watching TV at home. Okay, show me that cross. So all of those have the same cross. Okay, now we're going to do the same techniques on the same side, but we're going to mix the techniques up. So now we can go forearm low block, knife hand side strike, forearm rising block, forearm side block, knife hand low block, knife hand side strike. So just do the same techniques, the same cross, and mix them up in any order you like, using the same hand. The knife hand low block, forearm low block, rising block, knife hand side strike, not forearm side block. I can do knife hand side block as well. These are all the same. As long as you're using the outside of the forearm. That's the inside of your forearm, Maddie. We're using the outside of the forearm at the moment. Outside of the forearm. Knife hand or forearm. Cool, now change hands. Forearm low block. Knife hand side strike. Knife hand side block. Forearm rising block. Knife hand low block. All the same. Good, come on. Okay, so there's a whole lot of different blocks and strikes that we do that all have the same cross on top, okay? For white belts, the ones that you need to know are the forearm low block and the knife hand low block. And then when you get up to yellow stripe and yellow belt, you start doing other things like the forearm rising block and knife hand side strike. Green stripe is a forearm side block in their pattern. Yellow belts can use that in their step sparring. Okay, now let's do the same thing with the blocks that use the inner forearm, or the strikes that use the back fist, or Jacob, for blocks that use reverse knife hand. Okay, so we're going to focus on inner forearm and back fist. These ones, remember, go underneath. Okay, so this time we'll go inner forearm block. Go underneath the other hand. Underneath it, Magnus. Go underneath it. That's it. Both hands are facing away from you this time. Both hands face away from you. Both palms are facing you. And then a block. Both palms facing outwards. And then block. Now let's do the other arm. Blocking hand goes under. Both hands outwards. Block. Good, Sammy. And as I say, the best time to do this, just check that you're doing it correctly, and then just do it a couple of hundred times while you're watching television. Make sure you're turning that hand. You've got to twist both of your hands and block with the inner forearm. So this is your block from saju, makgi. Okay, now we'll do something else that uses the same cross. That's our back fist side strike. So we cross underneath this time and strike out to the side. Striking with the back fist, these two knuckles here. There's lots of others as well, but they happen at more senior grades. So cross up in front of your chest. Don't cross down here by your belt. Make sure all of these crosses are up in front of your chest. And then use the other hand. Now we can mix them up. So use the same hand, but we can do inner forearm middle blocks and back fist. Inner forearm middle block, back fist. Maybe I'll do 2 inner forearm middle blocks and then do 2 back fists. Go. Crossing is the same. In junior grades, we don't have quite so many techniques that cross this way. But you get more as you get more senior. And then to the other hand. I just got your message, Alex. That's no problem. I'll keep an eye out. That's it. And come on. Okay. Now, in Nina's pattern, in the green stripe pattern Dosan, there's a sequence of movements that look very similar, where you do two techniques crossing on top, locking with the outer forearm, just after you do two techniques using the back fist crossing underneath. So you'll do it, they do a thrust and a release, then they go back fist, this hand first, then this hand, then they do a block that looks very similar, but the crossing's very different. So after the release, they're going left hand back fist crosses under, right hand back fist crosses under, and then they do their left forearm crossing on top. Okay, strike, strike, then block. So it's pretty tricky. So when you get more comfortable, you can start doing things like going change each time, making sure you're blocking on top. You can start playing with this stuff now. Just doing your forearm low blocks, maybe some rising blocks, just while you're sitting down. If you're doing this watching television, just make sure there's nobody beside you before you start doing knife hand side strikes. Can't have any complaints that you're hitting your brothers or sisters while you're watching TV. That'd be bad. It's a really good way to practice your crossing because we're not worried about our feet. We're just practicing the hands and the crossing. Okay, making sure we can make sure that our finishing position's about right. Now I can start doing my inner forearms crossing underneath. My back fists. And come on. Okay, so many of our techniques, many of the techniques you know, cross in either of those two ways. When you get to yellow belt, there's an unusual one, a twin forearm block that is a very unusual cross because both hands are blocking. And for this cross, the one that's going forward goes on top, but both hands you see are facing towards me. Okay, it's an unusual one and it takes a lot of practice. And then, of course, we also have techniques that don't cross at all. We know about a punch. Punches don't cross. We also know our forearm inward block that we've done a bit over the last couple of weeks. That doesn't cross either. So there's a bunch of techniques that don't cross at all. Okay? And on the feet. Oh, joy on the spot. Arms should be nice and warm from that little warm up for your arms. Now let's get those legs warmed up. Feet in and out. Forward and back into walking stance. Well, kind of. Don't put your heel on the floor. Just keep balancing nice and lightly. And feet in and out again. Jog on the spot. Lift your knees up a bit. And kick your heels back. And come on. Okay, we're going to start today's class, as we just have, with some really technical fundamental movements. We're going to work through the fundamental movements for white belts and work our way up. Okay, so we're going to do white belt stuff for a little while, then we'll do green stripe stuff for a little while, then we'll do yellow belt stuff for a little while. Okay, so parallel ready stance. Repeat. Sammy, I'm going to ask you to copy along and see how you go, okay? I haven't shown you much of this stuff yet. From here, We're going to step forward with the right foot. Walking stance, 4-fist middle punch. 1. Then we're going to cross on top and do our low block stepping back. 2. Okay, we're just going to repeat that. Punch, low block, making sure you're crossing on top. So the hand that's on your hip comes on top. So you can do your low block. Green stripes and above, instead of punching, do your straight fingertip thrust. Okay, instead of punching, green stripes, do that. Everyone else, low block and punch. That's it, Sammy. Punch with the right hand and step forward with the right foot. That's it. You got it, Sammy. And come on. Okay. Now we'll do 4-direction punch on the right side. I'm going to turn around so that you can see the movements, because Sammy's never seen this before. So Sammy, just do your best with this. From here, I step forward and punch. Then I turn that way. Step back and block. Step forward and punch. Little turn. Step back and block. Forward and punch. Back and block. Okay. Are we ready? 4-direction punch to beat. The left foot's going to stay where it is, Sammy's dad. The left foot's going to stay where it is, and the right foot's going to go around the circle. Right side. Saju. Watch that crossing. We've just done lots of practice of the crossing. Good, Sammy. Now we turn and block this way. And then step forward and punch. That's it. Then turn and block. So you're just pivoting around that one foot, Sammy. That's it, Jade. Make sure you actually lift up and punch. Okay? Rather than lifting your hand up. Pull back, punch. Okay, and a little bit longer in your stance, Jade. And bottle. Make sure we've got nice long and strong stances. Also remember, as we've done before, we lift up that blocking hand and then reach out and punch. Okay, from here, left hand forward and punch. 1. And then step back and block. 2. 1. 2. 1. 2. 1. 2. 1. 2. 1. 2. 1. 2. 1. 2. 1. Bottle. Okay, now let's do the left side of saju jirugi. So the left foot's going to move, the right foot stays where it is. Remember, from your block, lift up to punch. Lift the hand up. Ready, left side, saju jirugi. Get the crossing right, big strong stances. Saju. Good, Jade. Just a bit bigger on those stances. Feel that punch. That's it, Mason. We just got to work on the direction of your turning, young man. Good, Liam. Just watch the width of your stances. Toby, you're turning in some unusual directions as well. You're making it hard. It's not that hard. You're making it too hard. And bottle. Okay, good. Now the other part that we need to know for white belt going for yellow stripe is saju makgi. So let's work on that now. Forearm low block first, stepping back, and then inner forearm middle block, stepping forward. So from our ready stance, step back, low block. 1, Forward and middle block. 2. 1. That's it, Wyatt. 2. 1. Magnus, make sure that other hand comes to your hip. That's it. Remember, your low block now is with your knife hand, not with your forearm, with your knife hand. And then the middle blocks with your inner forearm. Knife hand, inner forearm. Knife hand, inner forearm. Good. So Toby, Mason, and Sammy, this is the right kind of level for you at the moment, okay? So don't worry that the next stage gets a bit hard. Good, come on. Now saju makgi, you step back first and do the low block, and then do the same motion all the way around in a circle. Just little turns though, Toby and Mason. Little turns, okay? Watch, you don't want to be doing this. It's too far, okay? So we're not stepping from here, we're not stepping all the way around to do a block. It's a really, really little movement. That's it. Little movement. Okay, just a little turn. Ready. Full direction block, right side. Chop. Okay, yellow belts and above, don't rush it. Work on making sure that your heel's on the ground when you block. Good strong stances. Maddie, extend your block out a little bit. You're a little bit too close to your body. That's it. And buttle. Okay, left side, low block, 1. Step forward, middle block, 2. Left foot back, 1. Left foot forward, 2. 1. 2. 1. 2. 1. 2. Good way to practice your sine wave as well. Make sure you're doing a little spring with that knee, that where the foot stays where it is. This one here, little spring. Helps you to relax your body and get lots of power from your hips. And come on. Okay, now let's try that one in the circle. So our left foot's going to stay where it is this time. Oh, sorry, our right foot stays where it is this time. The left foot's going to step all the way around the circle. Nice and easy. Ready. Four direction block, left side. Saju. Good. Nina, a little bit longer in the stance. Levi, a little longer in your stance. And buttle. Okay, we're going to do 3 more patterns for those who know them. Okay, those who know Chonji will do Chonji. Then those who know Dangun rather will do Dangun. And then everybody will do their highest pattern. So, for the next exercise, if you know Chonji, you'll be doing Chonji. If you don't know Chonji, you'll do saju jirugi both sides if you know it. So that'll be Wyatt, Levi, Liam. I think you know Chonji, don't you? Robin, Manon, Jade. Okay. For those of you, for Toby, Mason, and Sammy, I want you from here just to do what we did before. Forward and punch, back and block. Forward and punch, back and block. Just with your right foot. Okay, just with your right foot. Okay, so Chonji for those who know it. Everyone else, saju jirugi both sides, or new guys, forward and punch, back and low block. Just with the right foot only. Ready. I'm watching so I can give you some feedback. So good strong stances, good power, good hips. You're driving your core into it. Jump. Make the stances a bit longer, Nina. Jacob, make sure that back heel's on the ground when you step forward. Keep going, Jade. It's good. You're doing 4 direction block, Jade. That's okay. Other side now. Maddie, just be careful that you're not blocking too high with that inner forearm middle block. It looks like it's a little bit too high. Magnus, slightly higher with yours. Yours is a little bit too low. Liam, you should finish with your right foot forward. Something happened there at the end. Remember at the end, it's 2 punches forward and 2 punches back. And come on. Good. Excellent. Okay. This time, those who know 4 direction block, you're going to do 4 direction block both sides. Those who know chonji will do chonji. Everyone who knows dangun will do dangun. So yellow belts and above are going to do dangun. Mason, Toby, and Sammy, this time, your left foot's going to do the moving. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Keep going. Ready. Let's see some good dangun. Don't rush your dangun. Make sure you've got good stances here. Don't reach too far forward in this position. Make sure your body weight's back. Remember, all of the punches in this pattern are eye level. They're all high. Okay? High punches. Make sure that your chukyumaki, we practice the crossing, make sure it finishes over your head, not over here, where you get smack on head. Here, so you can defend. And the continuous motion movements, 1 and 2. Okay, ready. Dangun tool, chonji tool, saju makgi both sides, or fundamental movements. Ready, go. Jacob, just a little bit longer in your stances. LN walking. Nina, good power. Looking nice. Maddie, you slipped away just when we're doing your pattern. Do both sides for me, Wyatt. Both sides. Okay. Come on, Baro. Okay, Manon, something for you. Make sure you cross for that inner forearm middle block and cross up in front of your chest. Okay, so after you've done the knife hand low block, bring both hands up and cross, and then bring them across the block. Okay, so from here, 1 and 2. Okay, Jade, at the moment you've got a tendency from your, when you're moving, to go up, up, down, up, down. What we need to do with the movement is go down first by springing this leg. So we're going to go down, up, down, down, up, down. So you spring that leg, will help you to relax. And then I can pretty much keep that heel, back heel on the floor. Okay? So Jade, you're going forward. Knee spring to go down, up, down, like this. And Manon, I want you to lift up and cross for your inner forearm middle blocks. Okay, last pattern we're going to do twice. So everyone will do the highest pattern they know. So Nina will do dosan. Maddie, I can't see the end of your belt. Are you dangun or dosan? I'll find out in a moment. Jake, of course, got your gok. Okay, everyone ready with your highest pattern? Now, Sammy and Mason and Toby, you guys from here can do the knife hand low block, inner forearm middle block. Knife hand low block, inner forearm middle block. Okay, just forward and backward like this. Ready. Beat. Shijo. Take your time, strong movements. Oh. Watch your crossing, Maddie. Make sure you're on top for your low blocks. Nina, movement 5, when you're doing your knife hand guarding block, just make sure you're remaining half facing here. You're a little bit too front on with that knife hand guarding block. Okay, so you want to end up half facing here. So just watch your foot positions. Make sure your front toe and your back heel are on the same line this way. So it's a really narrow stance. It's about 2.5 centimeters between your heels. Because of that little outward angle of your feet, you get about 2.5 centimeters between your heels this way, but your toe and heel are pretty much on the same line. And that'll help you just to get your nice half-facing position here rather than being too far forward. Okay, good, come on. We're gonna do that pattern once more. Jacob, just watch when you're doing this movement here, that you hold your hand in the same position. Don't drop your hand when you kick. So kick, punch, punch. And one of the things that we're going to do some work on in a moment that I reckon you should do every morning, and I did this when I got 2nd degree for months, those exercises that we do for our side kicks, we've got to build up your strength around here so you can lift that leg up and pump those side kicks out nicely, okay? At the moment, you haven't quite got the strength, so you're dropping your knee down when you do your side kick. We're going to lift that leg up, punch it out this way. So we'll work on that in a moment. Okay, once more, your own pattern. Ready? Ready, 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 ready. Same as before. Toby, Mason, Sammy. This time you do the left foot. Left foot forward and back. Ready, go. So those nice long stances. Watch your crossing, Liam, just like we practiced at the start. Do both sides, Wyatt. Toby, could you just come up to the camera for me? Toby, come to the camera. And squat down so I can see your face. Ah, there we go. Just needed to make sure I knew which Toby it was. Toby B. Lovely. Thank you. Welcome, Toby. It's awesome to have you in the class. And Buttle. Oh. Okay. So, we've done what we did a bit of work on at the start was our crossing. Okay, so just practicing that crossing. And it's a really good thing to do a little bit of when you're at home. Just practice your crossing. So think about it first. Watch what you're doing. Make sure your outer forearm's crossing on top and your inner forearm crosses underneath. So practice that a bit at home. And remember, we did lots of different movements with the same crosses. Okay? So you got lots of stuff you can work on there. Grab a quick drink.
I'm a bit late.
Welcome, Joshua. It's lovely to see you.
Yeah, sorry I was a bit late. I had a shower and my mouth got.
Sorry, you'll miss a lot of the class, but you'll be able to catch up with it online on our website. Okay. Now, I want everybody to grab themselves something a little bit like a chair that you can lean on a little bit. Okay? Give me anything that you've got nearby. Something stable, though. Something stable. Okay. We're going to work on some cool stuff for our yopchagi. for our side kicks. Just wait for a couple of guys to come back with a chair. Cool, Magnus, you got one. Liam's just gone to get a chair. Robin, you got something? White, you got something nearby? A table's fine. Okay, so Jacob, this is something that you can do every morning when you get up. Okay, this sequence of movements we're going to work on. Good, Liam. So I'm facing the chair. Got my hands on the back of the chair like this. So it's facing away from me. Now, I'm going to turn my left foot. I'm going to angle my screen so you can see my feet a bit better. There we go. I'm going to turn my left foot so it runs the same direction as the two chair legs. And then my right foot I bring beside it, and then I gently swing it up like with my leg nice and straight. This is called a side rising kick. Okay, it's actually a compulsory movement for yellow stripes. They do this walking up and down the hall in their stances, but it's also a really good strength and stretching exercise. Now, notice when I do this facing the camera, notice how straight my body is. Okay, you don't stick your bottom out like this, so your foot sticks up in the air. My foot remains nice and horizontal or slightly downwards. And I keep my body nice and straight. It's called side rising kick. You can lean your body away from the kick a little bit and lift your leg up nice and high. See how high you can get it. Nice. Good, Nina. Really nice foot position. Mason, you want to make sure that when you kick, your foot's pointing sideways, not sticking up. Make sure, guys, your foot doesn't stick up. It's got to be in a side kick position, slightly down. Okay, let's do the other leg. So I've got my hands on the chair. My right foot now is pointing in the same direction as the chair. The left foot starts behind it, beside it rather, and then I swing it up gently. Okay, so I'm going to keep my foot pointing slightly downwards. So yes, pointing straight across and slightly down. Not sticking up. Not like this. Got to point it downwards slightly. Pretty much straight across. And just swing your leg up and down like this. Again, try and get it nice and high. Lean your body over a little bit. That foot that's on the ground has to point away from my kick. It can't point towards the chair. If it points towards the chair, my kick won't be any good, and I also won't be very stable. That's it. Try and get that kick up nice and high above your belt. Manon, lovely. Joshua, nice. Magnus, you want to look towards your foot. That's it, sideways, look towards your foot. Okay, so I'm going to turn and look at my kick. And so far as possible, I want to keep my shoulders facing towards the chair. Okay, I don't want to turn my shoulders down towards the floor. I want to keep my shoulders facing towards the chair. Try a few more each leg. Keep my shoulders towards the chair, and I'm going to open my hips up. And try the other leg again. Cool, and come on. Okay, so that's stretching for side kick. That's one way of stretching for side kick. Get your legs nice and relaxed. Now what we're going to work on is the strength, particularly around our glutes, our bottom, and our abductors, the muscles on the outside of the legs. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is put both my hands on the chair, lift my knee and foot up, and then go out and back, like a side kick, out and back. But notice that I'm not dropping my knee. I keep my knee nice and high through the whole kick. Liam, that's good. Keep my knee nice and high, and my foot, knee and foot nice and high. Straighten your leg out, bring it back. Try and keep your shoulders facing towards the chair. Out and back. Jacob, try and keep your knee up. Don't drop your knee down beside the chair here. Keep your knee up over the top of the chair. Knee stays up over the chair. And then to the other leg. Nina, good, but remember you're working on side kick, not turning kick. So you want to bring the knee towards the chair and then stamp out. This is your stamping motion, not your flicking motion. Bring your knee back over the chair and then extend it out again. Knee out over the chair and then extend it out. So Magnus, keep it up. Knee nice and high. Keep that knee up nice and high. All the time. Don't drop the knee or the foot. And come on. Do that 20 times. You should get nice and sore on the bottom. Now, one thing I want to point out to you with the chair is the difference between dolyochagi and yopchagi, or yopchagi in particular. With dolyochagi, I'm extending my leg out and back this way. So I'm using this muscle and doing, this is the action. For turning kick, it's this action. Okay? For side kick, it's this action. Like stamping on the ground. Okay, so just feel the difference. I want you to do a couple of each of them with your chair. Turning kick is snapping out and back. And side kick is stamping into the air. Stamping into the air. Try some with each leg. See whether you can feel the difference between dolyochagi, snapping out and back, and yopchagi, stamping into the air. It's a stamping motion. Cool. Okay, so every morning, I recommend you do some side rising kicks like that, then do the slow side kicks, and then the last exercise we do every morning, we extend our side kick out, and then we just go up and down, little dips. Try that. Just do about 30 of them. Every time try and lift a little higher. So you're working on the strength in your legs. Do 30 of those each leg. In your side kick position, the hand that's closest to your foot, you can actually lift that up. So you open the shoulders out nicely. Okay. It's a really good way to build that functional strength around your bottom. Okay. We put our chairs aside. What we end up with, I'll wait for you to come back after you put your chair away. The goal, what we want to end up with, is a side kick that doesn't look so much like this. We don't want a side kick that does this. We want a side kick that does this. Where we lift the knee and foot nice and high and stamp out. Try that. Do 10 side kicks each leg. Hold your body nice and strong. Start on your off stance, lift the front leg up. And down. Jacob, I want you to add one extra step. 1, 2, 3. So from your bending stance, you want to lift to get your side kick. So 1, lift before you kick. Don't kick straight from here because then your foot rises up. You want it from here, bring your leg up, and then pierce it out. That's it, yes. Keep it up. Beautiful kick, side kick. Takes a lot of practice, but wow, it's a nice kick. Do some kicks each leg. That's it, Jade. When you kick, make sure the foot that's on the ground turns to point away from the kick. So don't kick with your foot pointing straight ahead this way. It doesn't work. You've got to pivot. If I don't do that and I kick something, I'll push myself over. I've got to pivot that foot so that I get balance from my 5 toes. Good. Okay, 5 more kicks each leg, then you can have a drink. Lift those kicks up, Magnus. Lift them up, lift them up. That's better. Jacob, that one looked awesome. That one looked really nice. Good. Yeah, now you're really feeling it. It's good. Awesome. Grab a drink, guys.
One question.
Yes, Joshua.
Is Jensen doing this still?
Yes, he is. He's not in this class tonight, but Jensen is still involved. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So Jacob, even from just doing that little exercise, your psychic started to look nice and strong. So if you've got 3 or 4 minutes every morning just to practice like that, it doesn't take long with that repetition for your kicks to get really nice.
Okay, sir.
Cool. Now, just like we as at the start of class, we practice that crossing and blocking. If you practice a little bit of that every day, you're going to get really, really strong blocks. Okay? So it's a really good way to practice. Okay. Last thing, before we stretch off, we're going to loosen those legs up after doing those kicks. So everybody, put your right leg back, forearm guarding block with a nice key up. Ready? Now, walk around your lounge area. If you have a sibling or anything in your lounge area or wherever your training area is, don't touch them, but you're just going to walk around your training area not touching anything, doing any kick you like. Go, any kick you want to. Just walk around and kick. Walk around and kick. Show me your kicks. Get your hands up though. Guard your brain. Guard your brain, hands up. Nice, Maddie. Try and lift those kicks. Lift your knee. So that every kick should be above your belt. Nice. Good, Levi. Yeah, maybe some double kicks. Keep the hands up, Nina. Good, Jade. Lift those kicks up. Now I want to see how high you can kick. Show me how high you can kick. Might be a turning kick. Might be a side kick. Might be a downward kick. Good. Nice. Remember, good technique is more important than high. Okay, so make sure you still got good technique when you're kicking high. Good. Okay, pause for a moment. We're going to do that exercise once more. This time, 2 things. 1, make sure your hands are up when you kick. 2, every time you put your foot down, make sure you're making a good stance. Okay, so rather than going kick, foot together, you haven't really got good stability when your feet are together like this. So after every kick, try and step down into a nice stance. Go. And then throw some double and triple kicks in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then a downward kick. Then a back piercing kick. Maybe a twisting kick. Cool. Reverse hooking kicks. Reverse turning kicks. Some of you know vertical kick. Sammy knows vertical kick. We did it on Saturday. Just walk around and kick. Keep your hands close. Keep your guard up for your balance. Now you can start throwing your hands in as well. So go kick, punch, punch. Double turning kick, side strike. Make sure you're using 2 hands. Doesn't matter what the hand technique is. You do hands and feet. Come on, Toby. Walk around, kick, punch, strike. Just play around and show me what you got. Lift that knee. Remember, all your kicks, you want to lift your knee up. That's going to determine your height. And come on. Good work, guys. Okay, come in. Sit down. Just going to angle my camera a little bit. Both legs out in front of you. Put one leg over the other leg and twist into your bent leg. Come on, Toby. That's it, Magnus. Good, Liam. It's good, guys. Madden, just leave your legs where they are, but change direction with your body. Twist your body the other way. Leave it, no, don't change your legs. Leave your legs where they are, but turn your body the other way. And change. So Madden, now leave your leg where it is, but turn your body the other way. Leave your leg. That's it, yes. Yes, that's it. Hold it. Remember to breathe deeply and relax. Nina, I'm glad Mrs. B saw your message. Is your toe okay now? Cool. Okay, now put both of your legs out in front. Stretch up to the ceiling. Sit nice and tall, and then fold yourself forward towards your feet. If you can't reach your feet, that's okay. Make sure you keep your legs straight. You can put your hands on your shins or your knees and just reach forward as far as you can. Breathe deeply and try and go lower. Sammy, just keep your legs straight and touch your knees. There we go. Yep, that's it. Now try and lie down on your legs. So keep that back straight. Toby, keep your legs straight. If you can't reach your toes with your legs straight, that's okay. Okay, now turn sideways. Lie down on your back. Lift your legs straight up to the sky. Make sure they're straight. No bent legs like this. Straight up to the sky. And then open them out. You can hold your dobok trousers if it helps. And just lie back and let your legs hang open. You want to try and keep your hips on the ground, okay? Not lifting and curling your back. Point your heels away from you. And slowly close your legs. Forward. And standing up. Left leg behind.
Excuse me.
Stretching your quadriceps. And change legs. And give your arms and legs a shake. Turn to the left and tidy up your uniform. And come and sit down. Okay, it sounds like most of you may be back at school next week. Who's excited? Yeah, going to see your friends again, learn some more cool stuff. That's awesome. We're not sure when we'll be able to go back to taekwondo classes in the schools. We've got to get permission from the school first. So we will be contacting the schools and then we'll contact your mums and dads. It might not be next week, it might be the following week. So next week we may still be doing Zoom classes, but I'll find out and our weekly email will update everybody. So as soon as we start back in classes, we won't do Zoom anymore. Toby, you have a question?
I have a trick to show you. It's with my toe.
Can't really hear you, Toby. You're a bit quiet. That is most definitely a foot. Okay, so now, for those of you who have this book, show me how you're going on your page. Show me your homework page. Nice and close to the camera. Nina, Maddie, Jacob, you'll be reading through yours. Mason, a little bit closer. How are you going filling that in? It looks pretty blank. Still need to do your work on that one, do you, Mason? Oh, just as Bella reminded you. Liam, I know Liam's done his. His is looking awesome. Oh, Robin, looks like you've still got yours to do. Levi looking awesome. Yes, Sammy, you've got a slightly different book. That's okay. You know what you do. So now, for all of you, those of you who haven't done your homework page, make sure you do it. We'll need that done before grading. And then what we want to do after class, for those of you with this book, talk to mum and dad about something you're doing to help at home, and they can mark off that you've done a class. So they can write in here something they want you to work on and get better at home. Sammy, you know with your book, it's the same thing with your home tasks. So if you ask dad to take you through your home task page, mark off that you've done a class and see how you're going at home. And for you other guys, the senior guys and guys that have got this handbook, then talk to mum and dad and use your red and white notebook. Okay, just use the back page in that to work on a home task. Okay, thanks everybody. Make sure you're helping mum and dad at home as well as trying hard with your schoolwork. I know with my children, it's really challenging to keep you guys on task for your schoolwork as well as get our own work done with our day jobs, okay? So make sure you're being really studious. They'll give you a job, say, yes, mom, yes, dad, get straight in, get the job done. And then when you finish it or you need help, you say, excuse me, I need some help with this. Can I get some help, please? Okay? And then just get on and do that schoolwork. No complaints about, oh, I just want a break. Just get on with it and get it done, and mum and dad will tell you when it's time for a break. Okay, on your feet. Thanks, guys. Lovely to see you all. We had a couple of new faces today. That was really cool. And I'm really happy to see a number of people that have been doing these classes regularly a couple of times a week. So thank you so much, guys. I'll look forward to seeing you on Thursday. Ta-da! Kia ora. Te koa. Huzzah. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye. See you on Thursday.
Bye.
Good work, guys.